Hello, I'm Alice and welcome to my plant library. Today I wanted to share a few recommendations of books to read this autumn. Autumn is my favourite time of year and it's such a great time to spend cosy evenings reading. So today I wanted to share 10 book recommendations. I mostly read literary and historical fiction, so the books will be mainly from those genres, but I've also tried to include a couple of classics and fantasy books also. I hope that you enjoy watching. The first book I wanted to recommend is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. Rebecca is a thrilling, atmospheric classic exploring one woman who falls in love. When she arrives at her new home, she discovers the ghost of her husband's first wife, Rebecca. The next book is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. This is the perfect book for anyone wanting to read more classics. It is a wonderfully written, intense story of deceit and love. The next book is one of my favourite books of all time. Babel by R.F. Kuang is set at Oxford University and is such a masterpiece discussing language, translation and race. No list of autumnal book recommendations would be complete without Ali Smith's Autumn. Part of Ali Smith's seasonal quartet, Autumn is a reflective ode to this wonderful time of year, exploring one woman's life through her different autumns. Next, I have Heart the Lover. Lily King's newest book is a wonderfully written, emotional story of love and loss, exploring one woman's journey throughout university and the different people she meets. This will be released on the 23rd of October. A Man Called Ove by Fredrik Backman is translated from Swedish. This heartwarming story explores one man's journey to find community in the wake of his overwhelming grief. The next book is another book by my favourite author, R.F. Kuang. This wonderful book explores the perils of academia, with two students from Cambridge University journeying into hell in the wake of their professor's sudden death. Another dark academia book, The Secret History by Donna Tartt, is a darkly atmospheric novel exploring the power of academia to help and destroy lives. Then I have The Safekeep by Yael van der Walden. Winner of the Women's Prize for Fiction in 2025, The Safekeep is a tense historical novel set in the Netherlands after the Second World War, exploring one woman's challenges and relationships. And finally, I have Days at Murasaki Bookshop by Shatoji Yakusawa, which is set in a bookshop in Tokyo. It is a lovely reflection of the power of literature to change lives. And those are all my autumnal book recommendations. And next, I want to share a few books that are on my autumnal TBR of books I want to read this season. Firstly, I want to read as many books as I can from the Booker Prize longlist. At the time of filming, I read 8 from the longlist so far, and I'm aiming to read as many more as I can before the shortlist is announced on the 23rd of September. And next, I want to read the 3 amazing books that I received from the publisher Canongate. The first book that I have is Poems and All by Len Penny, and this is going to be released on the 25th of September, and the synopsis reads: a formidable follow-up to her award-winning debut poetry collection, Len Penny's Poems and All is just like her, defiant, angry and trailblazing. These poems are a call to arms, confronting ideas of patriarchy, gender-based violence and societal injustice with equal parts tenderness, quick wit and righteous fury. Incisive and fiercely honest, Poems and All firmly underscores Len's place as a defining voice in contemporary poetry, and I cannot wait to read this amazing poetry book. Secondly, from Canongate Books, I have The Two Roberts by Damien Burr. This is out now and the synopsis reads: Scotland 1933, Bobby McBride is on his way. After years grafting at Lee's boot factory, he's off to the Glasgow School of Art to his future. On his first day he'll meet another Robert, a quiet man with loose dark curls, and never leave his side. Together they'll spend every penny and every minute devouring Glasgow, its botanical gardens, the Barras Market, a whole hidden city, all the while loving each other behind closed doors. With the world on the brink of war, their unrivaled talent will take them to Paris, Rome and London. They'll become stars as the bombs fall, hosting wild parties with the likes of Lucian Freud, Francis Bacon and Elizabeth Smart, but the brightest stars burn fastest. Stunningly reimagined, The Two Roberts is a profoundly moving story of devotion and obsession, art and class. And it sounds so wonderful and I cannot wait to read it. And finally, from Canongate Books, I have To the Dogs by Louise Walsh. This is another Scottish book and is out now. The synopsis reads: Jim Brennan is flying high. Against all odds, he is tipped for the head job at Glasgow University, an office at the top of the ivory tower. Not bad for the son of a hardman who grew up in a room and kitchen. When Jim's son Elliot is arrested on drugs charges, he is approached by men he thought he had left safely in his past. Their demands threaten his family, students and reputation. The question is, how far will Professor Jim Brennan go to save the life he built? Thank you so much to Canongate for these 3 wonderful books. I cannot wait to read them this autumn. I'm also hoping to reread a few books. Firstly, I want to read The Secret History and Rebecca, both of which I recommended earlier in this video, and also Wuthering Heights and Jane Eyre, with Wuthering Heights being particularly interesting based on the recent news of the new film adaptation. I would love to hear if you have any more recommendations of autumnal books and if there are any books you're particularly wanting to read this season, so please leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching and I hope that you have a lovely week.